I meant to start this way earlier, but I've been busy. So my name is Kyle, and I'm an aspiring game developer with such masterpieces as, I remade Flappy Bird, but look at that balloon. Yeah, that's right, I made that. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not much of an artist, but I've been trying my hand at improving with a couple of pieces of software to help me achieve the visuals I've been looking for. Sprite has been great, and I've enjoyed pixel art, but if you've used other wallet-dumping, industry-standard software, then the interface isn't too hard to pick up. Blender, on the other hand, is complete gibberish to a little code monkey like myself. So I did as any aspiring 3D artist would do. I made the donut. Well, I started to. Listen, I'll finish it, but Valentine's Day is a week away, and I'm on a timetable here, so I'll take my 9 episodes of experience and I'll put them to work. Before I show my process, let me just put a disclaimer. This is not a tutorial. If you haven't yet realized, I'm very new to this, and I did a lot of things wrong. Looking back, I didn't apply anything, and it's a stroke of luck that it came out looking the way it did. So here's the premise. My lovely partner for Christmas gave me a little box, including many thoughtful gifts, but the one thing that stood out was this sketch of a rose she made me. They're a great artist, and even though it was just a little last-minute sketch, it sat on my desk front and center now for a while. So I thought, what better to use as starting inspiration for my 3D art journey? To start, I began with a long cylinder to shape the stem. And when I say long, I mean really long. Once that's all nice and big, I rotated the top face of the cylinder and extruded it a couple more times to add variety into the shape of the stem, and added a couple more cylinders to create the smaller stems for the leaves. Speaking of the leaves, I had no idea what I was going to do, so I started with a very triangular circle and added vertices until I get a nice shape that I could deform to resemble a leaf. Then I decided to start on the material and shading, and I wanted some slight edge discoloration, so I followed a short tutorial from Sina Sinai, sorry if I butchered the name, which I will link in the description. With that, I had a nice material that I could use as a base to texture paint some details on the leaves, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. Now you might have been thinking, why am I working on the material of a model I have yet to finish? And that's because I have no idea how I'm gonna go about the rose petals. I went back to my old friend, the flat circle, and applied the solidify modifier that I had used earlier, but this time I had realized that I could apply it to just the edges, leaving me with what resembled a cup. After deforming my cup to more resemble a bowl, I slapped it on the edge of my stem and began utilizing the tool that really made this project possible, Shift D, otherwise known as duplicate, and boy, is that keybind drilled into my head at this point. After duplicating my bowl a few times, scaling them up and down and deforming them respectively, I was left with something that resembled a rose when put in a dark, ray-traced environment. But at the end of the day, that's all I was really looking for, and I definitely didn't have to rush this video out to my millions of fans. But before I clip and ship this, I wanted to add some sort of background beyond a black plane, so I brought back the king himself, the flat circle, and slapped on a warm emissive texture to look like stars or fairy lights in the background, once again using my mastered technique. And with that, I was able to get a render that I was honestly pretty proud of, but I couldn't stop myself from taking it a little farther where I was capable, so I slapped down another plane with a dark green color to resemble grass, and another to act as a blade. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm actually done this time, and now I have 3 little additions to my Valentine's Day gift, so my partner doesn't realize I tricked them into dating a 2. Hey you, yeah you like this video? You like monkeys? Consider subscribing and checking me out at the links I've posted below, where you can find more of my unfinished art and maybe some hints of my future projects. And if you have some advice or something you'd want to see, drop a comment, and I'll see you when I have another excuse to stop grinding. Later.